In my last video, I introduced you to Wasp3D XPRESS and showed you how to transform your live stream graphics. Well, today we are diving even deeper because I'm going to show you the XPRESS design software in action. Not only that, we're also going to take a look at how you could design your own graphics from start to finish using the software, and also how you can integrate it into vMix and OBS and other live video production. Now, if you're looking for a way to build broadcast quality graphics and control them seamlessly in your live production workflows, this is the video you need to watch. The link to the Wasp3D website will be in the pinned comment section of the video. Remember to give it a thumbs up and let's dive in. Let's start with the heart of the system, and that's the Wasp3D XPRESS design software. So let me show you how it works and how you could also create your own custom design as well. Pick up your rectangle tool here, click on this to draw out your rectangle shape. So I'm just going to go ahead and draw out the rectangle shape here. Here are multiple ways on how you can be able to change the color of your shape. Now the first one is for you to go over here to where it says the color here, and then click on the circle here, this color fill here, and then from here you can be able to select whichever color you want to use for your shape. So let's say, for example, you want to use white, black, whichever one, you can be able to pick that from here. Another way for you to be able to change the color of your shape, you can see different colors that I have here, all those colors here. So all you have to do is just for you to drag any of them that you want and then drop it on your shape. You can see drag, drop away. You can be able to change the color of your shape. It's for you to go ahead and click on the color picker here, and then from here you can select any color on the screen that you want to make use of. And if you also know the color code of that particular color that you want to use, just go ahead here and then put in that color and then just drag it and drop it on your shape. And once you've already selected that particular color that you want to make use of, and the next thing that we're going to do is to go ahead and duplicate our shape. There are multiple ways on how you can be able to duplicate your shape or your element on the Wasp3D designer. Now you can go over here to where you have your shape. This is the rectangle one here. Right click on that, click on copy and then object, and this will duplicate your shape. And then another way for you to also be able to do that, for you to click on your shape and then hold the control key on your keyboard and just drag, and this will duplicate your shape as well. Go ahead and change the color of it, drag your color, drop on your shape. No, let me go ahead and drag black, drop it on our shape. How do we resize our shape? All you have to do is to press the M button on your keyboard. Just tap the M button on your keyboard. It's going to change. Now you're going to see here, over here at the top here, we'll have the red line, and then here at the side here, we'll have the green line. Now on the red line here, that's the one here. Just hold that, and then you can be able to increase the height of your shape. And then the green line by the side of it here, you can use that to increase the width of your shape. The next thing that we're going to do is for us to go ahead and put in our text. I have the text 3D, and then here too you have the text 2D. So let's click on the text 3D here and then just type in our text. And then once you've already clicked on that, this is what is going to pop up on the screen. Go over to the text editor here to be able to change the text. Let's just go ahead and type here, and this is what we have. Now once you already typed your text, just highlight your text, click on the text color here. Once you click on that, and then you can be able to change the color of your text. So I'm just going to change this to black. There you go. And then once you're done, let's go ahead and change the fonts too. Okay, we can make it bold, and then just go ahead and position your text very well where you want it to be. How do you duplicate your text? In order for you to also be able to duplicate your text the same way you're able to duplicate your shape, go over to your text here, right click and then copy object, and that will duplicate your text for you. Another way for you to also be able to do that, click on your text, hold the control button on your keyboard and then just drag, and this will duplicate your text. So let's go ahead and click on apply, and once you're done, go over to the text editor here. I'm going to drop it here, and there you go. Still duplicate our text, and then because we're trying to create a scoreboard, hold the control button, drag, then go over to the text editor again. 2, 3 points. Always remember to click on apply here once you are done with whatever thing you want to type. And let's go back to the track view again. Now let's also go ahead and duplicate our shape again. Use this one, right click on it, copy object, and this is it here. And then once you've already duplicated your shape, click on the M button on your keyboard. Let's increase the height. Let's drag it all the way here. And I'm just going to drag this color here and then drop it on our shape. Press the O button on my keyboard to return back to the normal mode. Or how do you group? Here's how you can be able to do that. Hold the Control button on your keyboard and then select every single object that you've already drawn, be it your shape, your text, everything, and then press G. And this will group it. You can see over here we have the group 1. So press hold the Control button and then press the G button on your keyboard, and this will group all your objects. Now let's go ahead and put this one here. Once you are done with that, the next thing that we are going to do, I click on it, copy objects. Let's drag this here. Now another way that you can be able to change the text, okay, without you going over to the text editor, which is this place. So another way that you can be able to change the text without you going over to the text editor, all you have to do, so click on this inline text here. See the inline text, click on that, and then let's type in sim A. Okay. And this is it. Just click on OK, and this will change the text. So that's another way that you can be able to change the text. You can see the changes also reflected over here on the font attributes. Just click on the size here, and from here you can be able to either reduce or increase the size of your font. And then the font name here is where you can also be able to change your font name. Let's go ahead and pick up our line tool to be able to draw our line. Click on the line here and let's draw our line here. Just going to go ahead, draw the line. Now, once you are done with your line, here's what you are going to do. Go ahead on the arrowhead, disable that. And the outline width here, just increase that to increase the size of your line. Then go over to the pivot preset, make sure it's set on centered. Then go over to the angle here and then set it on 0.00. Make sure it's set on 0.00, and that will help to straighten your line. And if you follow through, your design should look clean, just like mine. And this is the first phase. On the next phase, we're going to take a look at how you can be able to animate it, and the final phase, how you can be able, to download the custom graphics and use it on vMix and OBS and the integration process. Don't forget, the link to the Wasp3D website is in the description of this video. I also pinned that in the comment section of the video. And let's go ahead and let me show you the animation process. Now let's go ahead and do our animations. We're going to start off with the first rectangle shape that we drew, and then we can now go from there, animate every other thing, including the text and the line that we've just drawn. Now click on the first rectangle shape, that's this one here, rectangle 1. And then the next thing that you are going to do after this is for you to go over here on the auto, click on that and enable the auto here. Go over to the Y here and set it on 0. By default is 1.00, so make sure it's set on 0.00. Now once you're done with that, it's very important before you move the frame that you set the Y here to 0.00, okay, because it's usually 1.00. So set it on 0.00, and then you can now move your frame to either 10, 20 seconds, or depending on how long you want the animation to come in. So I'm going to set mine on 20 here, and then once you are done with that, go back to the Y again and then set it on, return it back to 1.00. Before you move your frame, take it back, then set it on 0.00. Move your frame to 20 seconds, 10 seconds, or 30, depending on how long you want to animate your object, and then go back to the Y again and set it on 1.00. If we move the frame before going back to set it on 0.00, what happens is it's going to be a reverse animation. Now you can see it just opens up. Now I want to change the areas that shapes is supposed to animate from. So you just go over to this pivot preset here and let's set it from up. Watch the animation here. Let me show you how you can be able to copy your animation from one object to another one. On the rectangle here, you're going to see the key. It looks like a key by the side here. That's our animation key right there. Now we're going to copy this animation to other rectangle shapes that we have. So just drag the key from here and then drop it on any other shape, any other rectangle, or anything at all that you want to paste your animation on. And once you drop it, that will automatically duplicate the key that you have on the first rectangle shape, and it simply means that you're already copying the animation from the first one and you've dropped it on any shape or the second shape that you have right there on the screen. Now, another way for you to also be able to do this is to, on your rectangle tool, right click, go over to copy, and then animation. Okay, now once you've already done that, go over to the any other objects that you want to paste your animation on, right click on it, and you're going to see paste animation. And if you want to remove an animation that you've already pasted on that particular one, right click on it and then go over to remove animation, and that will get rid of that particular animation. And this is how you can be able to copy and paste your animation on the software. Now, in order for us to also change, you just watch the animation here, you're going to see something. You see this one comes from up. Let's also change the area we want the shape to animate from. I'm just going to click on that and I'm going to select down here because we want the shape to animate from down. And here's what happened. You see, this one comes from up, this one comes from down. Let's go ahead and also copy the animation to the big rectangle shape that we have right there. Right click on that and then copy animations. And then let's go over to the big shape. This is this one, right click on it and then paste animation here. And this is what happens. This is how all of them comes in. So I want this, the big one to animate all the way from up. This is how you see the whole shape is going to animate. Let's also copy it and paste the animation on our line. Because this is a tutorial, that's why we're doing a quick sketch animations. Not that you can animate everything separately based off of the way you want it to be done. Now let's go ahead and animate our text. Let's click on the first text. That's the lead board that we wrote there, and then go over to the text editor here, and then from here go over to the preset library here. And once you're on the preset library, you can see the designer here. Those are the in and then the out. I think I prefer this one, jumpy character. So once you select that and then click on apply here. So let's go over to the track view here, and I'm just going to go ahead and take it out, bring everything out from the beginning. You can see the way the text just comes in on its own. That's how the text comes in. You can see this is how the text comes in. Now the next thing we're going to do is just to copy the text animation. So you can just copy animation and then just click on paste here, because paste animation here. You can decide to create a different animation for all your text. This is what happens with our text. You can see the way it comes in. And once you're done, the only thing that is left for you also going to do is for us to just duplicate the team A to other one. So you can see I already created a different group. I grouped that. And how do you group? Just hold the control on your keyboard and then select all the elements that you want to group. Once you already selected that, hold the control and then press the G button on your keyboard, and that will group those particular elements. So because I've already grouped them, and this is the group here, so I'm just going to go ahead and duplicate the groups. So I click on it, copy, object, and this will duplicate the group. So I can just go ahead and move. This is what we have here. Position it here. Play it. This is what happens. Let's see. This is the final animation here. If you want to make the animation shorter, you don't want it, the speed of the animation, want to reduce it to make it faster, all you have to do is just for you to go back to the track view and then reduce the frame. Then you can gradually reduce all the frames and balance them yourself. So depending on whichever one you want to come first, one you want to reduce the speed, and then at the end of the day, the animation will be a lot more fast. Go ahead and open the Playout software. On the second tab here, you're going to see the Wasp store. And this is usually enabled by default, but if it's not on your own, here's how you can also be able to pop it up on your own Wasp3D Playout. Now at the top of the screen here, you're going to see File, and then the second one, you're also going to see Windows. Click on the Windows, and over here, you're going to see Store, and the second one is My Store Asset. And My Store Asset is everything you already downloaded on this from the store where it's saved for you, and then the store is where you can be able to download new graphics. You click on the store to scroll through, pick any design at all that you want to make use of. On any of the graphics that you want to add, you're going to see add to carts and then buy. Don't forget, you're not paying any money. It's absolutely free to add this one to carts, and then also add this one to cart as well. Go to checkout, and you can see the total order is $0, meaning you're not paying any money. All of them are absolutely free. And then if you don't have an account, you can create an account. And here, I'm just going to go ahead and log into my own account that I've already created. And the next button just for you to click on place order here. This whole graphics you're seeing right here will be sent to my store. Go back to the Windows again, click on that and go back to my store assets here. Some of them under different categories that I've already downloaded from the Wasp store. I go back to lower third, you're going to see these are some of the lower thirds I already downloaded. So go back to titles Also going to see these are some of the titles that I also downloaded as well. If I also go over to Ticker, and these are some of the tickers that I already downloaded. I'll go over to any of the graphics template that you've already downloaded that you want to make use of. Just select any one of them. Click on this arrow here to send it to the file where you can be able to download it to use it on the Wasp3D playout. Just click on this arrow here, select another one, click on the arrow again, select another one, click on the arrow again. And if you want to remove it from your files, click on the second arrow and that will send it back. Once you are done, the next thing you're going to do is for you to click on this download button here. Once it has already finished downloading, this is it. The next thing you just click on OK here. The templates pool here. You just click on this refresh button here to refresh the templates pool. Next thing you're going to do is for you to create your playlist. Go over to the file here at the top of the screen, click on file, click on new, and then let's go over to playlist. Click on the playlist here. And once you've already done that, just give it any name that you want. And once you're done, make sure you select CG. Okay, here is the playlist that we just created. Over here on the templates pool, just click on the names, and this is where the graphics that you've already downloaded, this is where all of them are going to be stored for you to use them. This is to go over to the graphics here. This is for the lower third. Remember the lower third that we downloaded. This is one of them. So all you have to do is just for you to push this here, drag it all the way to your playlist. I'm just going to click on this arrow here, and there you go. You can add as many as you want to use. So I'm just going to add these few ones here, push it all the way to the top, add this one again, and then add this one in. Double click on any of them, and then double click on any of the titles that you want to make use of, and then you can click on this text up space here. This will send it to your production. How do you add your design to the OBS software? Wasp3D playout already have the NDI enabled on it. So what you have to do is just for you to open your OBS software, and once your OBS is up already, click on this on the sources, click on the plus button there, which is the add button, and from here go over to the NDI source on OBS. Click on that, click on OK again, and here on the next window, just click on here, and you're going to see that this desktop here, FS, select that, and then once you're done, just select OK. You can see here, this is it here on the OBS software, and this is how you can be able to connect it to the OBS software. Over here, you have the preview XSL, and here you have the program XS1. Open up the vMix software just like this one here. Click on the add input here on this over to the NDI and desktop caption here. You should be able to see it here. You can see the FX here. Then click on OK. You are going to see the title on the screen, as you can see here. Because the Wasp3D playout, it's NDI enabled, so you can be able to use it across any vMix system. How can you be able to edit the titles? You can just right click on any of the title. You're going to see the edit button here. Right click on any of them, and then there's also an edit button enabled on it. Click on edit, and this will enable us to edit the title. To click on the data here, and here you can be able to change all the text. Here I can be able to clear all the text. This is all, and then also the sub heading here is going to click on that too, and then let's change that. Once you're done, you're going to see the update button here, and that will update all the text has been changed. And when you go over to here on the vMix software, you can see this is for Techie YT channel. Once you're done, you can also go over, click on the reporters to be able to change the name. So they made it easy for you to edit all the titles. And let's say, for example, you also want to change the color, you want to change, the theme. Just click on this here, edit theme at the top here. Just click on that, and it's going to open the UDT editor here. Just click on the plus sign for the Timon, and then from here, you can be able to change any of the colors that you want. Once you are done, just close up this window, and this is how the title it's looking. Double click, take a snapshot, and that would change the title. Thanks for watching, and don't forget the link to the Wasp3D website is in the description of this particular video. Give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to also subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and see you on the next one.